positive readers, it's Binta Positive Writer here today, and today we're kind of going to be discussing, but not really, I'm kind of just going to be telling you something, because this is 2019, and today I'm going to be telling you how I am going to be broadening my bookish horizons, because last year I read a lot of really good books. I read some great, amazing, awesome books, but in the midst of those were a lot of cliche, annoying, generic books too, and I just want to cut those books out completely. Obviously, I need some rant content, but you know, I have rant content for days because I have videos about what I hate about YA, what I hate about different authors, books, whatever. So I have rant content. I don't want to continue reading bad books just so I can have something to rant about. So I'm going to be telling you today some books that I plan to read to broaden my reading horizons so that I can read better books and more wholesome books, I feel like, that don't have all of the backlash clichéness that I see a lot in YA. So, my favorite genre is YA fantasy, I have to say. It's my fave. I always gravitate towards it. Even making this list, I had to like cut out books that I knew were just YA fantasies that I thought sounded good, you know, because they have that potential to being bad, and the rest of the books do too, but those are the ones that I'm trying to cut out. Well, not cut out, but just like stray away from if they're cliche or whatever. So I tried to make this list fantasy, but like more, I want to branch out into like adult fantasy and science fiction or whatever, because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I might have better luck there, with better characters, better plots, better, not as cliche, you know. So I feel like it's time. I'm ready for this. So, just gonna be talking about some of the books today. Also, something else I want to branch out in is not even just YA genres. I want to read more books with like black main characters and black casts and stuff like that. So, a lot of those books are going to be on this list too. The list is not that long, but you know, there are some books on here and I can't wait to share them with you guys because I'm excited. So actually, of course, the first book on this list is a YA fantasy because I'm a rat, but it has a black main character and a black cast for basically the whole book, and it is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, and this book was really popular last year. A whole bunch of people liked it. Some people hated it, but I am excited to read it anyway because I don't really listen to other people's reviews. I like to do stuff for myself because my opinions are a lot different from a lot of people's. But yeah, so basically, the basic premise is that there's this land and they're trying to take all the magic from the land, I believe. And the main character, I think, has to like stop that, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Yeah, basically it's like a fantasy, it's a magic world or whatever, and it's like set in Africa or whatever, and it's really nice. I really enjoy like the fan art, just the cover is beautiful. I think I'm gonna love it, you know, and that's going along with the books that I want to read with more black characters. The next book is also a book with a black main character that I want to read, which is kind of a YA fantasy, basically. But, you know, I'm going to get into the great new adult stuff, too. Okay, don't worry. But, this is called A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney, and it's about, basically, it sounds like Shadowhunters to me. It sounds like a modern fantasy, like an urban fantasy type thing. But basically, this girl named Alice has to fight like monstrous creatures or whatever in this thing called like the Dark Dream Realm, known as Wonderland. And I feel like it's kind of like an Alice in Wonderland thing, but like black and modern. I don't know. It sounds interesting to me. And you know, I'm not really a sucker for Shadowhunter books. I don't really like those, but you know, fighting anything in books is pretty lit depending on regardless of what it is, so I'm not going to hate on that. Yeah, I have to go back to the list because I clicked on the book. I hate myself. But anyway, I should know the next book, but I don't, so bear with me, folks. The next book on this list is going to be Nevernight by J. Kristoff, because this is a new adult book, and it's a new adult fantasy book, and people have said that it's really gory, it's really sexy, it's really everything I love about fantasy books, basically. And the fact that it's new adult means that you can do more with it, because I feel like YA is like inside of the spectrum of like things you can do or whatever, kind of like PG-13 movies. But I'm really excited to read this. Like, I am very excited to read this because it just sounds so great. The fan art is beautiful, the covers are beautiful, and I've heard some beautiful stuff about it and stuff that I would like in it, so I'm excited to read this because I feel like it'll have that fantasy aspect that I love, but without all the cliche romantic stuff that I hate about YA fantasy. The next book on this list is Legacy of Kings, and Pretty sure this is a YA fantasy too. I'm completely betraying myself with this. But I put this on this list because it has 4 main characters. I don't really know their nationalities or anything, but I just thought that was cool because the premise is basically like these 4 people, they have different things. Like one is an heir, one has to kill the queen, and one has to win the person that's going to kill the queen, and then this other girl who's a princess, and somebody's betrothed, the first person's betrothed. Like, it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on, and it sounds interesting, okay? They basically had to, like, join forces or whatever, and I'm pretty excited to read that. Another book that I want to read is Mistborn, the Mistborn series or trilogy or whatever it is, and the first book is apparently called, like, The Final Empire. It says Mistborn 1 on Goodreads. But anyway, it's by Brandon Sanderson, and, what is this about? I looked at it like 5 seconds ago. I hate myself. But basically it's about this world where something falls from the sky and like it stifles all life. Basically, the future of the empire rests on the shoulders of a troublemaker and his younger princess. Together, they fill the world with color once more. And that sounds so interesting. Like, I feel like I've heard about this book before, and I guess it's like this world where like the color is all taken out of the world. And I thought that was really cool. Okay, the next book is a YA book, but it isn't really YA because I mean it's not like a fantasy, so it's not. I can put it on this list, okay. It's Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I watched this movie last month, December, and I really, really, really liked it. It's one of my favorite book to movie adaptations movies ever. It's just amazing. I love the concept. I love the characters, the scenes. The whole thing was great, and I want to read the book because it's like a science fiction book, and I don't read a lot of science fiction, and I feel like since I've already watched the movie, it'll be fun to compare. So I decided to put this on this list too. Another thing I want to do is read mystery books because I love mystery movies and TV shows. The books have not, like I haven't went to the mystery book genre yet, but I want to do that in 2019. So the first book that I have on this list to start myself on this mystery journey is Night Film by Marisha Picel, and this book is about. It reminds me of Gone Girl a little bit because it's about this girl who dies, and basically they like blame it on this guy, but he knows he didn't do it, so he basically has to like, along with these other people, prove his innocence and get revenge and stuff because all his family, I mean his life and stuff is taken away because they think that he committed this crime against this girl. So that sounds amazing to me. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it, like figuring out what actually happened and all that type of stuff because I love mystery, even though I never read it on this channel or anything or just period. I think I read like 1 mystery book last year, but like I really enjoyed it and I can't wait. You know, the next book on this list is Vicious by V.E. Schwab, and I heard that this book is like super dark. All the characters are like anti-hero villains basically, and like I love those people because those are like the best characters. I don't like Mary Sue good characters in anything, so I think I'm gonna really like it. It's actually called like the Villains trilogy, the duology, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm really excited. It's about like, I think it's about like these 2 best friends who figure out how to get powers or whatever, and like I don't really know that much about it, which is good because I don't like going into books knowing like the basic premise usually, because I like to go in not knowing what's going to happen. I don't know, I seem like I usually expect what's going to happen when I read the blurb or whatever, which isn't good. I just like going in, you know, blind. I feel like it's better. And one of the other books I want to read is called, I think, Beasts of Night. It's not on this, it's on this list, but like I'm looking for it and I can't freaking find it. I just want to make sure I have the right title because I'm really excited to read this. When I was thinking of this list, I could not stop thinking about this book specifically, so we're pretty excited to read this. And it's about, I think, a Nigerian boy, and I think this, or like it's someplace in Africa, it's The Beast Made of Night by Tochi Onibuchi, and I'm sorry if I did not say their name right because I know that sometimes names are hard, you know, I have a hard name to say, so I'm not even like, I hope I did not say it wrong, but anyway, yes, it's about a city that's like a magical city or whatever. It's a fantasy. I'm pretty sure it might be YA, it might not be, but I really don't care. Basically, it's about this boy who's he's the most talented of these things, these magical things, and that slay these things called the Sin Beasts or whatever. And when he kills one of them, a tattoo of it appears on his skin, while the guilt of committing the sin appears on his mind. So he doesn't like to do this. Apparently, he doesn't like to kill these things. Most are driven mad by the process, but 17-year-old this boy, Taj is his name, is cocky and desperate to provide for his family. We stand. And then suddenly he's thrust into this center of a dark conspiracy to destroy the city, and now he must fight to save the princess that he loves and his own life. And it says a gritty Nigerian-influenced fantasy, and I am so excited to read this, guys. I don't think you understand. Like, I love I don't read a lot of feel like I don't read enough of black characters or like that type of stuff, like that are centered around like Nigerian, like African like places or whatever. That's why I'm so excited to read the ones on this list that I do have on this list, because I don't know, I'm just really interested to find out like what is gonna go on with that, because I know fantasy elements, but I don't really know how they're gonna incorporate the actual culture of Nigeria and all that stuff into these books that have that premise or whatever. I'm excited. Okay, are you excited? Because I hopefully will have book chats for maybe all these books. I don't know. Some of them might be bad. I'm not going to say that, oh my god, these are all going to be so good, because they might not be. And that might have been the last book on this list, actually. Making sure I'm going through it again. But I'm pretty sure that was the last one on this list. But I'm really excited to read these, because I tend to read a lot of the same stuff, which is okay, because I don't mind reading the same stuff as long as it's not the same. Because what I'm saying by that is, YA fantasy is widely known as like, usually it's this strong female character or whatever, maybe she's not that strong, and like maybe, and then she's going to either infiltrate the royal palace, or she's a princess, or something else. I mean, they all have kind of the same plots, it's just the characters and like the way that stuff is done, like the world and stuff, that gets me, that makes me like it or whatever. So I feel like I should branch out more, because a lot of YA fantasy is the exact same stuff, and I don't like reading the exact same characters, same romances. I don't like that. So I'm excited to branch out and read these books. So stay on me, because I really want to read them, and if I start forgetting, because I don't think my libraries have any of these books other than like Children of Blood and Bone. So that is the first one on this list, and I might go in order, I might not, but like hopefully I get all these books this year and read them. So stay on me so I remember, because I do want to read them all, and I'm excited. So I hope you branch out your reading taste this year, because I'm pretty sure we all need a little branching out in our life, unless you're just perfect and read all great books with a whole bunch of diverse people and just kill it, you know? Applause to you if you do that, because I don't. And I'm excited to, because I'm tired of the same generic themes in books. So, another thing, romance is another thing that really messes up YA books for me a lot, because like a lot of the scenes and characters and romances or whatever are the same, and I don't like that. So I feel like these books could potentially have some good romances that I really enjoy. So I love you all. I hope you enjoyed me talking about all the stuff I'm going to be doing as far as reading wise. I'm going to be trying to do in 2019, and I hope I stay true to my word and do them. I love you all, like I just said, and I see you all later with another video. Bye.